All right, so we are back with another locksmithing business for sale. Of course, got the Lockfather, also known as my dad, Pete, here.
Hello.
And are you excited to do another one?
Sure. They're fun.
Yeah, so, one of the fun parts about this is, you and I over the years have bought actually several things together, whether it's rental real estate, land, and so forth. So we've actually had a lot of conversations kind of like these, but just on different things. So it's kind of fun to talk about it. I think the funny part is that when we're talking back and forth, like part of it, we already know the other's
answer.
Yeah, or at least kind of their opinion.
Right.
And so, it kind of makes it fun.
Well, because you always wanted to get on the deals, so-called. So come on, Dad, you're always getting the deals. I said, yeah, but you got to make those deals.
Yeah, and I will have to say, confession time.
Okay.
There was a deal that we did together, a real estate deal, 2010 maybe.
Right.
And we were going 50-50 on it.
Right.
And there was the asking price,
right,
which was already a great deal.
Right.
And then there was the price that you wanted to offer.
Right.
And I was just like, the deal's already good enough. Like, let's just close the deal.
You don't know until you ask.
And you asked, and so you're like, no, we're going to ask for this. And we did it, and they accepted it. And I admitted right there, that I was like, Dad, is like, your expertise on buying and selling real estate, which you've done a lot over the years,
right,
I was like, you just saved us a lot of money.
Yeah.
So kudos to the Lockfather for that. I mean, we since sold it in 2020, 2021.
Yeah.
You definitely are willing to go
Got
lower.
Your profit up, didn't
yes.
we?
And so back to the locksmith business for sale. Okay, so like always, we're going to keep the listing anonymous.
Absolutely.
Right? And
it's our opinion, nobody else's.
Yeah. But, all right, here we go. So this business, all right, is located in the USA.
Okay.
And the asking price for the business is $450,000.
Okay.
Okay. The cash flow on this business is $200,000.
Okay.
Right. And the gross revenue is $500,000.
Okay.
And inventory value is $30,000. And this location also has a shop location, which is $2,200 a month in rent.
Okay, so he's not offering the shop as part of the real estate, I meant.
As part of the deal.
Right.
No, so, we'll kind of read through the listing here, but either they are leasing it from someone else, or
right,
if these people own it, well, they obviously have a lease agreement
right
with it. So, yeah, no building, no real estate with it.
Okay.
The reason that it's being sold is that the owners want to retire. It's a locksmith and electronic security company for sale. Its seasoned technicians can assist with everything, including the access control system, security cameras, safe servicing, moving, lock rekeying and installations, car keys, and more. Locksmith accounts for 70% of the revenue versus 30% for the electronic security. Furthermore, field work accounts for 80 to 85% of revenue, and then 15-20% for shop work. Revenue has grown consistently during the past several years. To further enhance sales, one could increase new safe inventory and focus on additional internet advertising as profit centers. So this one actually has a little bit more detail on it, which is nice. So it has 5 employees.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It says that the facility is leased. It's 2,400 square feet.
Okay.
So a decent sized shop area for sure. Support and training. The owner will assist purchaser in a transition of the business. So at least no 2 weeks there.
Right. Does it say how long?
It doesn't.
A year?
It's probably negotiable would be my guess. Competition. All right. Let's read this here. It says the locksmith industry comprises establishes primarily engage in installing, repairing, rebuilding, and adjusting mechanical or electric locking devices, safes, and security vaults. It looks like it's just kind of talking about the industry a little bit, but a lot of fluff.
Any trucks?
No. Okay, so it doesn't. Unfortunately, it does not say if there's any vans included. I mean, I would imagine. I mean, if you have 5, like for sure, if you have 5 employees,
you at least have 3 vans.
And 80 to 85% of the revenue comes from service work,
right,
or field work. That means that there's vehicles. So.
Right.
I'm guessing with the inventory, what does it say here?
30,000 in inventory.
30,000 inventory.
And that's not much.
No, I mean, it, like, I think it, like, my guess is that's an actual accurate number. If you're doing $500,000 a year in sales, 30,000 inventory, that, I mean, it's probably a realistic number.
Okay.
Right?
Well, I got a lot more than that inventory.
Yeah, but what I'm meaning is that it's definitely not inflated.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? They're not saying they have 150,000 when in reality they have 30.
Right.
So what are your first thoughts and questions about this?
Well, again, it doesn't say how many vehicles are involved.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of equipment do they have? Does it say that?
Nope.
Yeah, so you'd have to call the guy and say, hey, what's going on? What you got? You have to figure all that out. How old, how many miles on the vehicles? Again, vehicles are expensive, so you got to figure if you have to replace a engine or a transmission eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Are they all beat up, or are they, fairly nice looking? $30,000 worth of inventory, and they're asking
$450.
Okay.
Yeah.
Positive cash flows too.
Yeah, 200,000, which is
excellent.
Excellent.
And so he's got vehicles for the other 200,000. The problem is when you go to sell something, are your employees going to stay with that person, or are they going to leave? A lot of people will leave. A lot will say, okay, I'll stay with the new ones. But again, if they don't get along, they're gone. And
of course, like when we're talking about cash flow in this scenario, it's kind of like when you look at businesses for sale and they talk about cash flow,
right?
It's kind of misleading of what we initially think of cash flow, right? So essentially what cash flow means in this environment is owner discretionary earnings, right? Like this is money that you're either paying yourself, profit in the business, kind of all lumped into one. Right. So I don't know why they use that word. I mean, way above my pay grade, but they use cash flow.
Yeah.
But anyways, so I don't know, like let's talk about like just the first part, right? So $500,000 a year in gross revenue, $200,000 of cash flow.
Right.
That, to me, I'm hearing well-run locksmithing business.
Right.
450. So I mean, they're essentially asking for 1 year of revenue.
Yes.
Right?
That's what it sounds like.
And they're backing it up with, essentially, a little over 2x cash flow.
Right.
So it doesn't seem incredibly unreasonable.
Well, yeah, it does seem unreasonable, but do you know if there's only one van in there? Are they taking half the equipment with them because they're going to do it as a hobby?
Well, I think we could assume not, hopefully, right? But yeah, so...
Do you have a key machine from 1930s? I mean, you just don't know. I mean, equipment wears out.
Yeah. I mean, it's weird. I mean, I feel like they give pretty good information here to leave out the vehicles, which is what they've done, every one we've done so far.
Right. And I presume there's some electronic key machines.
Yep, because it has car keys in here.
Okay. So, they have programmers. I mean, all that stuff adds up to dollars. So I wouldn't give somebody $200,000 for blue sky. So, part of that's got to be in there somewhere.
Yeah.
For the equipment and vans, and then some blue sky. Everybody deserves blue sky if they've been around long enough. Because it's hopefully a well-known shop.
Seems that way.
Right. And having a location... a lot of people don't like the brick and mortar, but, you can make a lot of money in a shop, even if it says 80% out in the field.
Yeah. Well, and I think, so let's talk about that for a minute, because I know that you've gotten a lot of business because you have the actual store locations, even though they're not necessarily bringing in like, retail sales like this, 15, 20% of, shop work and, shop sales. I would say that's fairly similar to what you do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
80, 85% out in the field. But as you know, having those locations has gotten you business.
Absolutely, because people want to see something where they can come and see, oh, they're here, they're not leaving because they have all this stuff here,
Yeah.
When you're a mobile, sometimes they think you're a fly-by-night.
Yeah.
Because I was a mobile at once too.
Sure.
But I didn't get as much business until I got a storefront.
Mm-hmm.
And then I grew quite a bit from that.
Yeah, having that, which
Exactly.
seems weird, right? And I mean, of course, you can have a wonderful business without having one.
Absolutely.
And you can also have a wonderful business having one, right?
Right.
But so rent's $2,200 a month.
So that's what, $26,000 a year, roughly.
Yeah, not bad. Like, what are your big questions? Like, if let's say that this was in a more local area,
Mm-hmm.
and you were very curious about buying this business. If you were to go meet with the owner today, what are your biggest questions?
Like I always say, show me where you come up with this value. Because my value in my head, like you said before, we just spent $90,000 on that. It's $90,000 piece of equipment. Well, it really isn't by the time you use it and years go by.
Yeah.
So you have to see everything. I mean, is the owner doing the books? Are they hiring them out? Are your techs, what kind of benefits are they getting?
Yeah.
To see where the money's going.
Yeah.
Type thing.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I'd want to sit down and ask that same question.
Right.
But I'd be more concerned on, where's this guy's head at or gal's head at? Like, where are they at? I would want to meet with all 5 staff members.
Right.
To kind of feel them out, do they plan sticking around? Do they not? Kind of what are their expectations?
Yeah, because a lot of people will leave. I mean, I've
depending
bought
on it.
Other companies and the people say they're going to be there and they weren't.
Yeah. Or any of them family members maybe,
Right.
or aunts, uncles,
Right.
like that kind of
'Cause
stuff.
A lot of that happens. Mm-hmm.
But like the question I'm begging to ask is, okay, so I think, if it's cash flowing $200,000 a year, $450,000 asking price.
Isn't that bad of a deal?
It's not that bad of a deal, but what I want to know is, can we do some seller financing?
Well, seller financing will always close the deal, because how many people have $450,000 to go, here, I want to buy this business? You go to the bank, they're going to have something to back it to give you part of the money, but you have to have a little money up front. I mean...
Yep. And the way I look at it, I mean, you could set it up to where if it's truly cash flowing a couple $100,000 a year, you could set it up $100,000 a year in payments.
Right.
It still leaves you with $100,000 in profit to run the business.
Depends on your lifestyle.
And then 4.5 years later, at this price,
it's bought.
It's paid off. And the interesting part with doing that, you can leverage the relationship with the current owners, with the staff,
right,
managing the existing customer relations, right? It kind of keeps them in the game for a good transition.
Right, because what's happened in the past, people, who worked for me, well, they decide to go out on their own because they don't like what's going on, with them particular. Like, these people would have 5 employees.
Yeah.
If they don't like, they'll just go and say, well, I'm going on my own. Will you do business with me?
Yes.
I mean, there's always that too.
You're right. So what you're saying is that, let's say one of the 5,
right,
really good technician,
absolutely,
at the time of the sale, is like, you know what? I'm already servicing clients A, B, and C. When I look at what I'm billing them, it is more than what I make.
Right.
And so this is a great time for me, although I like the old owners and stuff, like, this is a great time for me to go lock up that business, start my own.
Right.
And then now, what does your cash flow look like?
Yeah, because with the good techs leaving, it always hurts.
It's tough, right?
It is,
What you're saying is a wonderful point because it really complicates things.
Very much so. I mean, that's with anything.
I wonder if you'd be able to do some sort of a structured deal with the owner, being like, okay, like if everything stays as
The same.
and we have the same clients, I'll pay you $450 or $400. Right. But over the next 4 years, if they leave, that gets tiered down by whatever that amount.
Well, yeah, and people got to realize that if you're an employee of a lock shop or whatever company, you got to give them some incentives to like sell their higher security. Oh, if you sell this, we'll give you X amount in commission, or if you sell a safe, we'll give you so much, because it gives them something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Sort of like the cylinder guards on aluminum front doors. We charge the customer X amount of dollars. Every one of my people sell, I give them $2. So if they're making, I always round everything to $10. Of course, nobody gets paid $10. But so that 1 hour they work, they just made 12, know. And if they do this all day long, they can make so much more money.
Yeah, it's by building in.
Right.
By building in little things that they can add to their wage that day.
Exactly, because a single wage isn't going to make you any money. Yeah. You have to have incentives for all your employees. Mm-hmm. It's, when you're selling a company, you talk to your staff, say, I'm selling, and they'll say, well, how come you didn't sell it to me? I didn't even know it was for sale.
Yeah.
But those are things you have to weigh out. A lot of them just get mad and leave, or, hopefully the new person what's buying it will make a deal, or as retirement and selling because they've been good employee, give them a $10,000 bonus, let's say, or whatever, for being such a good employee and going to stick with the new guy.
Yeah, are you offering me one of those for my childhood labor? Or?
No. That's just childhood labor.
That's childhood labor. Oh, that's good. Yeah, I think, is there any other questions or anything that could pop up for this for you?
Well, again, I always say trucks and equipment. You want to see what you got. And it says they can do some safes. They have safes, but it says you could increase if you had more safes. So does he have 1 or 2 safes, or he has 50?
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's
because in our stores we have,
it looks like they
variety.
Do safe moving.
Yeah, and that's a great thing.
The question is, do we have equipment for that?
Exactly.
Or,
instead of just brute strength.
Or are we getting sketchy?
Right.
Right. Like, are we looking for a workman's comp claim?
Yeah, refrigerator dolly don't do it.
No.
No. You need power equipment and everything else.
Yes. Was what we've learned over the years, right?
Yeah, my back's proving it.
Yeah. Yeah, interesting. So, yeah, I think all in all...
the price, it is a good deal.
Yeah.
But again, they didn't put some of the main stuff in.
Yeah, please. If you're looking to sell your locksmithing business and you put your listing out, please list all of the assets. Because, of course, let's say one of the vans is a hunk of junk. Okay, let's just say. Usually there's always one hunk of junk laying around somewhere, right? That someone's using. And you have to go get a new vehicle. Well, that cuts into your cash flow.
Right.
That cuts into your profit.
Right.
And so all of those things have to be considered when buying it. So please, if you're going to sell and you're going to do a listing, please list that out.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, because like I had that one truck that got in an accident.
Yep.
And I, scavenged it for parts for the other 9 express vans we got to make them look good again.
Yeah.
But it's,
Yeah.
You're always looking for, replacement fans and everything else.
Absolutely. So what, closing remarks, what would you say about this deal?
It sounds like a good deal. Might be too good to be true because... Again, no van information, no equipment information.
Mm-hmm.
And, office equipment is off. Everybody can go buy a printer and a computer. I mean, but do they have tablets or are they writing hand invoices?
Yeah.
It's all technology anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But it sounds like a great deal. It really does.
Yeah. Yeah, and I would say kudos to the people who own this business.
Right.
I think it's man, if you can do $500,000 in revenue and cash flow $200K with 5 staff members.
Yep. They're collecting.
Yeah, like they know how to run a really good service with retail storefront business.
Right.
Right. And I would actually love to talk to them on how they do that, because it doesn't.
It can be tough.
It's not normal.
It's
not normal.
Slow times and your busy times, and you try to average it out.
Yeah. But very good. So, yeah. All right. Well, hey, we would love to know what you think in the comments below. We look forward to reading them. And like always, Dad, fun to sit here and chat with you about it.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully it helps somebody.
Yep. Sounds good, everybody. Well, hey, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Hey, congratulations, you've made it to the end of the video. You probably deserve a medal, maybe a plaque. But hey, I want to make sure that when you're commenting that you're including the hashtag lockboss. When you do, you automatically get entered in to win one of 5 free prizes we're giving away each week here live on YouTube on Tuesdays at 4 p.m. We'll see you in the comments.